What have I been playing? What have I been watching? What have I been reading? Let's go! Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel, Bambinos. Hope you're having a great weekend here in the UK. Well, Wales, it's I think the whole of UK, we're having a great week weather-wise. We're loving it. We're definitely making the most of this weather. Me and my dog Rossi, we went for 8 kilometres. Getting back into my running now. 8 kilometres this morning. We're out the door about 6:15 this morning. No alarm set or anything. Shows the difference me not taking my medication on the weekends make. So my medication basically helps me sleep. Makes me sleep, I should say. It's quite strong. And in the morning though, it's really hard to get out of bed. So I haven't actually got to get up for work on the weekends. So I've decided, I'm fed up of feeling really heavy, groggy every single morning. It's like a fight to get out of bed. So I treat myself. Maybe I'm trying to taper off these tablets, you know. I do need to speak to a doctor first. But yesterday, I was out and about to 7 o'clock with Rossi the dog. And this morning, I think it was 6:15, we were running like Batman and Robin down the canal. Well, Rossi was like that, I was like that. This is going to be my what I've been playing, watching, reading video, okay? Before we go any further, I'm always looking down. I always feel like I'm being rude. I got my notes on my phone, okay? So I've got my phone by there, so I'm not like too busy to talk to you guys. Nobody texts me anyway, unless it's work related, unfortunately. Anyway, before we go further, okay, I did only yesterday I realised I've been 4 years sober, so I call it 4 years sober Tony. Okay, so I've gone from drinking. Now I can't say I was an alcoholic or I am an alcoholic. Literally can't say it. Nearly. Alchematonic. I can't say I'm an alchema gin and tonic. No. Because I haven't been diagnosed. I think you're supposed to be diagnosed, aren't you, as an alcoholic. But I definitely had an issue, let's say, with alcohol. So I think the term is functioning alcoholic, if I used to self-diagnose. So I wasn't at the stage where I couldn't go to work because of my addiction. But it was impossible for me to relax. My head wouldn't switch off, all the horrible thoughts I have in my head, unless alcohol was my escape, and video games and alcohol mixed together was my escape, you know. But I went from drinking 2 bottles of wine every night, or a bottle of wine and 4 cans. So like when it's nice weather now like this, I might have 8 cans of Strongbow or something, and then maybe a bottle of wine. We're talking every single night. So to go from that to nothing, and another test, I don't even think of them as tests anymore. I was in a barbecue yesterday and I was the only adult. I come from a family where we don't drink a lot, but on weekends, like in a barbecue, the alcohol will be flowing. So there was champagne someone was drinking, there was red wine, there was white wine. What was my brother drinking? He was drinking his premium lager, I think. Someone else had Guinness on the go. It was all there. Would have been easy. I know my family probably would have said, are you sure? If I wanted a can of lager, for example. But 100%, I'm being totally honest, I would rather have had a can of Coca-Cola than any of the other drink that was on offer there, you know. But then, just before starting this video, a few people, I really appreciate this, right? I've said loads of times, I love YouTube. I love the fact that I've got a YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber, you know, it's not what I do for a living, but it's just my hobby. And it's one of the most positive things I've done in the last 12 months. So I did a stream yesterday playing Killer Instinct. We'll talk about that a bit more. But a few people are messaging, and I really appreciate the guy saying, well done on 4 years. Then someone messaged, really positive, Retro Rewind. Go check out his channel. He's, I think he's got a complete Master System collection. It's like, I'm not jealous at all. But he hasn't stopped with just getting a copy of every single Sega Master System game. He's always like buying new ones to improve the condition. He might buy one, I'll take the manual from that one, I'll get rid of this one, kind of thing. He's looking for perfection, if I can put my teeth in. Okay, so what Retro Rewind commented, he said that he'd once gone 5 years sober, and it's like, wow, amazing, you know. So I've got another year. Again, I haven't got an actual date, so around about this time of the year, May, end of May, then will be my time, I suppose. It was probably April I probably stopped, but I tried to quit so many times. Anyway, getting back to Retro Rewind's comment, then he says he's able to just have a cider on the weekend now and again. Now the problem I've got, and I didn't want to reply, I didn't know how to put it into words, so maybe this is my reply. The problem I've got is, maybe it's my mental health, or maybe it's just my personality. I've got I'm kind of all or nothing. So my worry is, if like last night, someone said, "Oh, just have a Strongbow." You know, it does quench your thirst, doesn't it? And I do sometimes I miss drinking. But honestly, last night, Coca-Cola is what my body, my brain, what I wanted. Okay, but my worry is, if I start drinking again, I'll just have a Strongbow when I'm having a barbecue with my brothers, or when I go visit my mum and she says, what do you want to drink? I'll have a glass of wine because she's having a glass of wine. I just think it's a slippery slope. So the way I am, I'm all or nothing. So on alcohol, I'm nothing, you know. And that is, I should have done it, shouldn't I? That is what funds the amount of money I'm saving on not buying alcohol. That's why I've got a games room. Every time I step into my games room, it's one of my favourite rooms in my house. It is my favourite room in the house. What am I talking about? This is my, like, every time, and every time I walk in, I'm like, I acknowledge the fact that I've got lovely artwork, I've got the best fight stick money can buy, I got a collection, I've got everything I really want, apart from a Neo Geo. One day. Yeah. Sorry, I'm tearing up. Yeah, I've got everything I want, and it's basically, I wouldn't have this if I was still drinking. So I get that nice warm fuzzy feeling every time I walk in there. Maybe cheesy, I know. But if anyone has got issues with alcohol, if I can do it, you can do it, you know. And if you want any tips or anything like that, message me on my Instagram. And we'll fire some things back and forth, you know. I'm more than happy to help. But it's the best thing I've ever done in my life is stop drinking, you know. Anyway, moving on. I just wanted to thank you. I hope I'm coming across. I couldn't put it into words, basically, into a type-in, so I'd rather talk about it, if that makes sense. Right then, what have I been playing? I've played quite a bit of games, okay? But the problem we've got now is we are, 5 days away from from my point of view, the most anticipated game, in the last 4 years, is out on next Friday. So if you didn't know, where have you been? Street Fighter 6 is coming out next Friday. Let that sink in. Next Friday, it's coming out, okay? So I don't know what to play, basically. I'm in like a bit of a limbo kind of thing, okay? There's a couple of games I put on and I thought, I'm playing it. I think this is good. I'll get to what I've been playing on the PS5. But then I stopped playing because I thought, don't get too far into it, because I know for a fact I'm going to stop playing it. And I'm prepared to delete a load of stuff off my hard drive, because I'm not exactly sure how big Street Fighter 6 is going to be. Tekken 7's, I think, 58, in the high 50s. King of Fighters now is like over that is 60 odd with all the updates they've been adding. So I expect Street Fighter 5 to be, I've got the PlayStation 5 version. I reckon it's going to be about the 60 to 70 gig. So I'm going to make sure, I don't want to get into a game and then go, oh fuck, I'm going to have to delete it now, you know. So, that's enough rambling. Let's get into it, shall we? What have I been playing? So, on the Xbox One, still going strong. I haven't lost interest in it yet. I did worry, I thought, once I played the Halo games, am I going to be just playing basically Killer Instinct? And technically, no. Okay, so I thought the only brand new game I bought, right, was Halo Wars 2. And so I thought, right, I'll put that in now. It has installed, or so I thought. So I installed it basically. I thought there was an issue with the Xbox where it wouldn't load Halo 5. And the disc looked as good as perfect, you know. I only paid £3 for it, so I was going to buy another one, not the end of the world. But then I saw this on Amazon. This sells in CEX for £4, and but they didn't have it in any of my local CEXs, so I'd have to pay £1.95, so just under £6 to get it, and it's pre-owned because I really enjoyed the first one. Caught me by surprise how much I enjoyed the first one. But then I noticed it was selling on Amazon for £6.50 because I'm a Prime member. I think I had same day delivery as well. So I put this in, and long story short, it installed. So I went to play it yesterday, and there was an update or something, like a 30 odd gig update, and I'm sitting there waiting. I waited, and it was going up quite slowly, but it was, you could see with the bar was moving. I thought, okay, I'll watch some YouTube or something. And then it just came up, 1 hour and something. Then it went up to like 2 hours, 4 minutes. I was like, fuck, I'm not sitting here that long. So I ended up, because I've got Killer Instinct, the definitive edition. I ended up playing that because I've got, this is installed, a digital version. I got the physical as well. I won't go into why I've got both, okay? I've talked about that quite recently, okay? And this game is brilliant. And then last night, to celebrate my 4 years being sober, I stuck this on. I thought, what better game to play to celebrate than this, you know? And we did story modes, we did Spinal. What else did we do? Oh, Riptor and Jago's story modes. And I did Ultra Combo twice on Spinal, and I think Jago as well. So I was really happy. But the only problem we had, so thanks to everyone that stopped on by, I was only on there, I only streamed for like an hour or so, you know, however long it takes to do 3 story modes, okay? But there was an issue with, I don't think it was my camera looking back, but I think it's my internet. It was 1 minute it was uploading sharp, so what I could see on my camera was I could see on my iPad. But then, or maybe, I don't know, it was like, because it is a fast game, when you get going, it's pretty quick. It was just a blur. I was like, but people are still stopping on by, commenting and stuff. Some people are suggesting, maybe because of the light in the background or something, they're trying to help, you know. So I had a ton of fun, and I really happy when I capture the like the first time I did a Spinal. I'd done Orchard before, Ultra Combo, but to do Spinal twice live, yeah, really special. So yeah, check out that stream. I did it yesterday, but the visual isn't the best, I gotta be honest, so you pre-warned on that one. And again, this isn't in the order, I'm doing them by system, I suppose, okay? So I went back into Rare Replay, okay? And I tell you what an amazing collection. Again, the reason to pick, this was £4, right? There's 30 games. Rediscover 30 hits. Killer Instinct's on there, the N64 version. So that's... Someone asked me on the stream last night, where does Killer Instinct rank in my all-time favourites? I gotta be honest now. Killer Instinct is my favourite Killer Instinct. That's a bold claim, because Killer Instinct Gold, the N64 version, is one of the... I think we did a video before, like, special gaming moments. You don't realise they're special at the time. But basically, I bought an N64, spent all my money on an N64. I was so happy. I didn't have any money, okay? And then I realised, excuse me, I didn't have any money to buy any games. It didn't come with a game. So I begged my brother, can you please lend me money? Because I honestly thought I was going home with an N64 with no games. Can you imagine? So I begged him, and he said, wherever the cheapest game is they've got in the shop, I'll lend you money for that. And it happened to be Killer Instinct Gold, and the rest is history, let's say. So I played that game to death. And the combos on that, you got to be very precise. It's the games like Street Fighter 5, for example, they're almost too forgiving. It's a lot easier now than it was back then, let me tell you. So I put this on, and I ended up playing. I was just having a look through. I was going to give Battletoads a go, but then I started playing Perfect Dark, the N64 one, and what a good game. I tell you what, it's, when I say ahead of its time, you can tell it's dated because the levels are very small, if you know what the hell you're doing. It's one of those games you've got to read the briefings and find out what the objectives are. You haven't necessarily got to do the objectives in the order they give them to you, but I've had a ton of fun. I did cheat a little bit where I watched for example, I did DSP. I did nothing wrong. I did everything right. I know my DSP fucking impression needs some work. Sorry. In my head, I can see him do it, right? But basically, like, do you know when you're in Area 51? Spoilers if you've never played it, but this game's been out, 20 years? So, when you get Elvis the alien, and basically, the last thing you got to do is you get into his spaceship, is in like the hangar. You got to open hangar bay 1 and hangar bay 2. And so I did it. It says, oh, right, there's the one computer's there, one computer's there. So I opened them, and I quickly pressed the button. Next thing, the spaceship flew off without me. I was like, what about me? Kind of thing. And I thought, at the time, I thought, maybe I need to do something else and then run over there. I was about 20 minutes just running around, all the way around the map, right to the beginning and everything like that. I think, what the hell? So I looked up a playthrough of it, and I did everything right. And I think what I can think is just because I pressed the action button just like as the cutscene was about to start, it glitched or something, you know. So basically, yes, you got to open the hangar bays, and it skips. You haven't got to run back to the ship. It instantly skips to the spaceship taking off, kind of thing, and that's it. But it's got that charm. I don't know if I would enjoy it as much if I didn't grow up with Perfect Dark. Shout out Chris Richards. He came down, one of the longest gaming sessions probably I've ever had. He came down. It was funny because back in the day I used to have a girlfriend. Can you believe it? I had a girlfriend. My girlfriend, I used to see her a Saturday or Sunday, or Saturday and a Sunday. I wouldn't see her in the week, okay? So she came down to visit. Chris, my other mate, comes down to visit. So we put the N64 on, and we're playing 2-player couch co-op, you know. And we played for 7 hours. So I won't say her name. The girl knocks on the door. Knock, knock, knock. Yeah, come upstairs, yeah. Oh, by the way, I could see Chris coming down the hill from where I was living. Oh, Chris is coming round. Oh, you're just going to be playing on the Nintendo all day? No, babe. No, we won't. I wonder why she dumped me. 7 hours later, we're still there, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I've got a lot of nostalgia. Do you remember that gaming session, Chris? That was like a good special moment. And then that girl dumped me. I have no idea why. Her loss, innit? Her loss. Yeah, so I played a bit of Perfect Dark. Awesome game. Yeah, that was the Xbox One. On the PS5, now I haven't done a pickups video including this. I forgot how to talk then. But this is a game, I know why now, it's hard to find. And it's holding its price in CX, for example. I think currently it's selling for £25 in CX. It's Demon Slayer for the PS5. And it was do you know Amazon do those like flash sales? I'm not sure what they're called. It was one of them, and it was selling for £20, and I could have it delivered that day. So I thought, I'll buy it. So it came last Sunday, and I played it last Sunday. Okay, I'll stop doing that now. So I took it for a spin, and the reason you don't see it out in the wild is because it's effing brilliant. It's everything. I've only played it a little bit. This is the game I'm talking about. I don't want to really get into this because I might have to delete it off my PS5. So I'm gonna. It's a lovely feeling knowing I've got an outstanding game from what I can tell so far. To fall back on after Street Fighter 6. But I know Street Fighter 6, like Street Fighter 4, is always installed on my PS5. It lives there, you know. You never know, you might have a stressful day and it's one of my games, one of my go-tos, you know. Yeah, so it's a story, it follows the story. The training is the usual training mode. This is to get used to the mechanics. But it's kind of it's hard to explain. It's a 3D fighter. Visually, it's everything you could ever wish for a Demon Slayer game. It's very close. It's not quite as good as the anime, but it's very, very close. They've done a very good job of it. I think it's the same voice actors. But then I did the first training mode or whatever, and then I unlocked a load of other characters. I thought, this is great. And then you can do it's a fighting game as well. So then I'd unlocked, what's the girl that throws those balls? She was amazing fun. But you can tell I'll probably be doing gameplay, showing gameplay of me playing it. Again, I'm like less than an hour in, you know. I was like, you know, the sidestep, the old Tekken classic sidestep. The character was sidestepping. Character be over there and I'm throwing my stuff over there, like, you know. But yeah, I strongly recommend it. I know it's 25 quid. I know my other mate Chris, not a different Chris, my imaginary friend Chris James, he's on the lookout for this. But we both like playing a waiting game. There's a couple of games on the PS5 we're just holding back on, but it makes sense now that we hardly ever see it because people aren't trading it in because it's a good game, you know. Yeah, so I do recommend that. Now, this is a game I've got to be in the mood to play. Okay, Trials Rising. I think I bought that last week. That was either £4 or £6. It is exactly what I expected. No, it's what I expected, not exactly. I got no problem controlling the bike. Like, you probably see by the gameplay. I'll see if I've got capture some of my gameplay to show you. I'm getting good at this editing now. We're slowly getting there, aren't we? But you've got to control the rider as well. I don't know if that was the same on Trials Fusion. But yeah, I can see it being quite addictive. I've got to be honest. But I'm not in the mood to play it yet. You know, but I'm not going to be trading it in or anything like that. I know why a lot of people, like the guy in CX that served me said, have you played these games before? And I said no. He goes, oh, they're really addictive. Yeah, I get it. Do you know what I mean? I get it. Right then, this was a breath of fresh air, this next game. It's hard, but the game is Wipeout Amiga Collection. I've been tight playing about the waiting game with this. This was going £8, £6, then £10. I don't know. Some games in CX, they seem to change every month, you know. I picked it up a couple of times and gone, hang on, that was £2 less last week, and put it back. And then one day I just thought, flipping heck, I'm missing out on this for the sake of £2. So I think I paid £8 for it. I will show gameplay of that. It's very challenging. I'm not the best at racing games, okay? But it's like, I'll do a circuit, and my problem, anyone that's watched me play fighting games, I appreciate everything, right? You're going so fast on this, and it's absolutely incredible looking, okay? But I'm trying to like, wow, look at that, and like there's bits where you go up a vertical building, and like you can see helicopters, and it's like, oh my god, I'm going up the side of a building, and of course you go up the top, and then you go down the building, and it's like, wow. and I'm supposed to be controlling my hover car, whatever it is, over like these booster things. They're like arrows, but they're not. They're like all spread out across the track. So if you want to win a race, you need to be using them, keeping an eye out. But at the first 3 laps, first race, I'd come about 5th. Then I'm like, right, let's concentrate now. I've taken in all the eye candy and stuff. Let's just go for it. And yeah, one thing I don't like, but it adds to the challenge, is if you're doing a tournament, you always, I think there's 8 cars in a race, and they always put you 8th. You know, like in Mario Kart, if you win a race, the next race, you start in pole position, don't you? It's a shame it doesn't do that. Or I played it for an hour or so, but it was so satisfying when I finally won a race. But it seems to be, I come 5th or 6th, terrible. I am trying my best as well, but I'm crashing because I'm not really concentrating as much as the game needs you to concentrate, you know. And then the next time I'll replay, boom, and I will come 1st or 2nd, you know. It's a tough game, but yeah, I really enjoy it. There's a lot of different modes. It's definitely worth. I think I paid £8. Flipping heck, yeah. I'd have been satisfied if I bought that when it came out. I can't remember when it first came out. I remember someone posted on. We've got a Facebook page. Someone posted a gameplay on there, and I thought, wow, that really is good. But it's quite a hard game if you're not very good at. I need L plates, basically. There should be a mode to put a little L plate on there. I'll be alright then, you know. But yeah, strongly recommend that if you ever see that in the wild, guys. It's not an expensive game. And what else have I been playing? Oh, Master System, Ninja Gaiden. What a great game. It's very different to all the other kind of games I've been playing as well. So it's very refreshing. Talking about hard games, this game is balls. Yeah, so I paid £45. It's the newest. Oh, yeah. Where's it gone? It's excuse me. I still got a tiny bit of a cough. It's quite frustrating. It lives in my Master System at the moment. Yeah, every level. It's very satisfying to complete the level. It does. I didn't grow up with this game, see, but it's like, do you know, like in Sonic the Hedgehog, every level, not stage, is very different, isn't it? And you can't wait. It's so exciting. So like, I remember the first time in Sonic, when I got to the jungle, it's like, oh my god, everything's green. Of course it's green, you're in the jungle, you know. But it was so exciting. Like, it's got that. Like 30 odd years later, after this game was released, it's still impressive. An old man like me, you know. So yeah, if you see that out there, guys, any Master System fans, that deserves to be in your collection. I haven't finished it yet because, like I said, it's absolutely solid. I'd love them to do like they do a Mega Drive collection where you can rewind. I know it's cheating, okay, but I reckon there's enough Sega Master System collectors out there to justify that, okay? A lot of people think they want to do either a Sega Saturn Mini. That's probably going to be next with the mini consoles because they are a big hit, aren't they? But then if they're umming and ahhing, will a Master System Mini work? Like, will it sell? Release the games, do a 40, 50 game collection with the features that the PS4 Mega Drive collection's got. Because these games will take up hardly any memory, you know. You can probably fit a lot on a disc. Like the Alex Kidd that came out on the PS4. I think that was a success. You know, I bought it straight away. Take my money. Yeah, so I'd love them to do that and have all these games on there, but with the option of, you know, the cheeky little rewind and you... because it's brutal, you know, it's a hard game, you know, which, yeah, but it stays good fun, very satisfying when you get through it. Okay, so that's what I've been playing, guys. What have I been watching? I've watched about normal for me, okay. On Netflix, I watched. I didn't know it was a thing. It's called McGregor Forever. It's about Conor McGregor, you know, the little ginger guy, MMA fighter. And the thing is, before watching it, when I first I was in the hype, you know. I'm a boxing fan, not a heavyweight boxing fan. The only fighters I followed other than heavyweights was Joe Calzaghe. What was he? Middleweight. So it doesn't interest me, okay, unless it's heavyweights. But then Conor McGregor comes along in the MMA, and he was funny, he was entertaining, right? But then after all that stuff about he hit that guy in a bar because he didn't want to drink his little whiskey stuff, and I thought, do you know what? And maybe it's an unpopular opinion. I used to think he's an absolute bellend. He's an idiot. That's what I used to think, right? So then I thought, let's watch this McGregor forever. And after watching it, he's an absolute bellend. He is a bellend. He thinks, right? You can tell he's surrounded by all these yes people, okay? And he's a load of boxers get it as well, okay? Where they think they're solid because they're good at mixed martial arts, do you know what I mean? But then there's one thing they don't realise. They're fucking tiny. They're dwarfs. They weigh hard. They weigh as much as my fucking left bollock. Do you know what I mean? They're not fully grown men. Do you know what I mean? The thing is, yes, he sold a lot of tickets. He's done well for himself, okay? Maybe it's the drugs, okay? But there's one bit, right? See if I can find footage of it, where he takes the family to see these like alligators, wild alligators. And Conor McGregor... It's like a cartoon character. No, like, or like, you know, The Office. It's like a parody. He's like, he could fit into The Office. This is how messed up his head is, right? There's an alligator in his natural habitat, wild, right? Conor McGregor's on none of those like hoverboat things they go on those trips. And his baby, his daughter, I think it is behind him, or son's behind him. And he's there thinking, he's tensing his muscles, his tiny little muscles at the alligator. The alligator's thinking, what, like, do you know what I mean? He's trying to intimidate, he's like, oh, he's going down on his hands and knees, and he's like, I'm in control of that damn thing. And it's like, dude, if you're so hard, jump in there, see how long you last, do you know what I mean? But that proves my point, where they think like they're the baddest man on the planet. Nobody's been called that since like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, he was my height, see, but he was an animal, do you know what I mean? It's like Tyson Fury. These people are giants, do you know what I mean? You would not want to mess with these people. So they would have that aura of invincibility around them. But when you got these little midget, what is he, 5'5" or something, right? Calm down, do you know what I mean? All you compete against is other tiny men, do you know what I mean? So it might be an unpopular opinion, shout to me in the comments, right? But I just thought it was hilarious, right? And it's like, I couldn't watch it all. I think there's 3 or 4 episodes. I got quite far into it, but it was like on in the background kind of thing. But when I had to double take and rewind it, and I thought, it's amazing they caught that on camera. Like, how does he think, what's he trying to prove by almost like offering an alligator that would eat him in front of his family? I think he was one step away from jumping in there to prove to his wife or whatever how hard he is, did you know what I mean? I just thought he was really funny. Anyway, yes, I watched that. That's on Netflix. And then I watched I watched it all, start to finish. That's very rare for me, that is. On Amazon Prime. It's called Air. It's only just come out, I think. And it's starring what's his name? I was just there now. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I think they wrote it or co-wrote it. I know they're very good actors, good at writing. They wrote Good Will Hunting, didn't they? So I don't know if this film will be for everyone. I'd give it like a solid 8 out of 10, right? It's about Nike in the 80s, mid 80s, and like they have a budget of $250,000 and they're trying to promote to get these new athletes to wear their shoes, basically. It's frightening to think Nike, like Converse was the big ones, or Adidas, they were the huge corporations back then. But it's basically about how all the hoops and how hard it was, had to break a few rules to get Michael Jordan to sign up with them, and normally they got $250,000 for like 3, maybe 4 athletes. But because of Michael Jordan, who hadn't played an NBA match at this time, only college basketball, he basically was like, we're going to put all our money, all our eggs into one basket. He could have got injured after one game. He could have broke his ankle, because he did. It was his metatarsal. He did get injured, but he could have like had one season wonder or something. It was a hell of a lot, big gamble, and boy oh boy did it pay off. I think at the end it says Michael Jordan makes an average of $400 million every single year, because what was unique with Michael Jordan, other than the fact he was an incredible athlete, his mother was almost like his kind of manager kind of thing. He had a manager, but his mother was the one really looking out for him. Where before Michael Jordan, when you have the way it used to work, you used to get paid like say $250,000 a year to put you wear their products or their trainers, and it's kind of like a salary, and if they sell, they sell. So Nike or Converse or Adidas that's how they make, that's the business. But Michael Jordan's mother was the first one to say, no, Michael Jordan wants, what's best for my son rather, is he wants a percentage of every single Jordan product sold across the world. I don't know what percent it was, but they've always been in fashion, haven't they, Air Jordans. They're really big over here in the UK at the moment. My favourite trainers right now are my Air Jordans, you know. My favourite socks are Air Jordans. You know, it's 400 million a year that guy gets. Just on that, you know. That guy is effing loaded. I bet you he's got a Neo Geo. Michael Jordan's probably got 2 Neo Geos. One day. So that was Air on Prime. I really enjoyed that. I don't know if if you don't know the story, if you're not a Michael Jordan fan, Michael Jordan's not in it at all. Kind of is. They're going to obviously it's actors, but it's like always the back of his head, and he's on the telephone. He's in it 30 seconds total, you know. So if you're expecting the Jordan story, it's not that at all, you know. But the good actors, it's a stacked cast, you know. I can't fault. There was no weak links in there at all, you know. I'm halfway through. I only ordered this yesterday. Hellraiser. I said I was going to buy it. It looks like it's only on DVD. I can't see if it came out on Blu-ray. When I put it on Blu-ray on Amazon can be a mess. As convenient as it is to shop on Amazon, it can be an absolute mess and very confusing. So, DVD, you put in Hellraiser 2022, DVD, this comes up. But then it gives you the option then. You're not leaving the page, I want to buy it on Blu-ray. So I thought it's on Blu-ray. It's another Hellraiser film. It's one of the older ones. So I wonder if, like if I said to my mother, it's my birthday in a month and a half, say, I want Hellraiser, and she goes to buy it. She's the right one. For a couple of quid more, you can get it on Blu-ray. And then she orders the wrong one. I bet you that at least once or twice that's happened, you know. So I want to say I'm about halfway through. I'm not surprised. It's very good. It's not a great movie so far. It's very good. I thought it would have been a bit more gory, but the camera cuts away when you kind of know what's going to happen. But it's kind of it's. I'm at the point where the main woman, she goes to, if you've seen it, it's not really a spoiler. She goes to the mansion like 6 years later kind of thing to investigate what's going on kind of thing. We're just there basically, so maybe not even halfway through, but I'll finish that. That's what I'm going to watch this afternoon or tonight, you know. So far so good. And the reason I decided to pull the trigger on it, it was $9.99 and it was on my watch list on Amazon, and I noticed it came down to $7.99. So boom, I thought I'd pull the trigger, £2, and it was same day delivery. Cannot fault it. There we are. So that's what I've been watching. YouTube, I haven't watched it. Yeah, as if. I've watched a ton of YouTube as per usual. Now, this one, I always do channel of the week and video of the week, okay? And I recommend that you go check them out, maybe subscribe. But this channel, right, I watched it. It must have come up on my timeline again. Not saying I forgot about them. I've watched every single video this YouTuber's made, okay? The channel is SNK, all one word, SNK Neo Geo Man. So you can imagine what kind of content he puts out. But he hasn't put a video up for, it's either 6 years or 8 years. Most of his videos he seemed to be quite regular around about 10 years ago. And the thing with this channel, this is the channel, so with this, the video, okay, it's all of his videos. There's not one, I'm not picking one video, but I do recommend you go and check it out, okay? But he hasn't been active for at least, I think it's 8 years, okay? So maybe he's left his videos up there. He's going and enjoying his amazing Neo Geo collection, okay? But the thing is with this channel, it's the channel that inspired me, give me that extra push to actually make a YouTube channel. You don't see his face. That was my plan, see. I didn't think I'd have the confidence to sit in front of a camera. A difference a year makes, you know. It's good for my mental health. But yeah, he basically, I think he's doing it on his phone. Sometimes the video will start, he'll be standing in front of his telly and the game will just start and he'll talk about what he's done. He does pickups videos. He's got quite similar tastes to me. But it's nice because he's like, oh yeah, I bought this, like Batman Arkham Asylum. This is the new game. This is the, I can tell it's an old, it's like a time capsule, I suppose. But I like the guy. He comes across really cool. I don't know his name. He does shout outs to other channels. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I hope he's alright. Do you know what I mean? There was one video he does where he's going for a walk. Do you know what I mean? He's just walking around. I think like he's an American YouTuber. Or I think he's American. He's going for a walk down this kind of path kind of thing. It looks like the winter time. There's no leaves on the trees or anything. And he's just talking, you know, it's nice, relaxed. Very similar to mine where they're in one take. There's some times where he gets frustrated. He's obviously filming and he can't open a case. He's showing you complete inbox. But he leaves it all in there, you know. It's more, that's my favourite style. I do appreciate all the work that goes into these highly edited videos. But I prefer these. It's not like he's trying to be on TV. Do you know what I mean? It's just a guy with his talking about his passion, which is video games, so I can relate. It's very similar to me. I talk about what I've been up to last week, like a weekly recap. Yeah, he does pickups videos. He does gameplay. He's very good at the King of Fighters games. He knows his stuff. He collects the big cartridges, the Neo Geo cartridges, you know, and he's got a great collection. But he's haggling back in the day. But some of these games are like £500 plus, close to the £1,000 mark now. So he's sitting on an absolute gold mine. Maybe he sold everything. Maybe he's got family, kids now, you know. Yeah, I have no idea. But it's just one of those channels that it's like my happy place. Very similar to another shout out is Great Men Taking Over the World. That channel's still going strong, you know. I talked about them before, but shout out Ren, keep up the good work. That's a group of gamers, that is. Yeah, so I just thought this week, that's the one. I've probably watched half of his videos in the week. Again, because I've watched them before. They're nice, relaxing to have on in the background while you're doing some housework or something like that, you know. So that is SNK Neo Geo Man. I will tag him in the channel. Maybe, if you all go comment and maybe a little notification, you might inspire him to do another video. That'll be a really nice thing, that will. You know, you maybe go, all right, we're going to do the Street Fighter 6 return. That'll be awesome. What have I been reading then? Every week I say, I'm going to finish it this week. I still haven't finished Alien Out of the Shadows. But I haven't read in the last 2 nights worth of reading. Come on. Do you mean it's like 20 pages or so? But I just haven't. Last night and the night before, I think I've just been watching YouTube and I thought, I'm not in the mood to read. Do you know what I mean? So I don't tend to read. I'm noticing a pattern on the weekends. I know I got Mortal Kombat waiting to read once I get through this. That's next on the list. Or actually, maybe I might read Berserk, break it up a bit, then read Mortal Kombat, then read the other volume of Berserk. I don't know. But basically, there's hardly any of them left now. Ripley's still alive, obviously. Well, she's the main person in it. And, what was his name? Ash, is it? Who's the android from the first film? He's in it, but he's like, because he's AI, he's in the ship's computers kind of thing. She's got limited control, but he's the main villain, not the actual xenomorphs. But there's like 3 or 4 of the crew left, and it's coming to an end basically. It's at that, I think what's happening, it's at the happy place. Oh, we're going to be okay, we made it, there's only a few of us left. And I'm expecting that little twist, do you know what I mean? But very good book if you see that. I picked this up in HMV. They do buy one get one half price, or something like 2 for £5 or 2 for £7.99, and they're like £7.99 each. I definitely will be checking out the other ones, but I got so many books in my backlog, so I'll get to that. I can't believe I still haven't. It's taken me months to finish that book, but this time next week I would have finished it. Even if I read 5 pages a night, that should still be enough to get that done. There we are. I think I've rambled on enough. Let me know in the comments, what have you been playing? Go check out SNK Neo Geo Man. I will tag it in the thing, and let me know. What did you disagree? Any Conor McGregor fans out there that think he's the hardest man in the world? He'd probably be the hardest, if I'm being honest. He'd be the hardest person in my school when I was in year 11. Probably. Because he is fully grown. He wouldn't be the biggest person in my school, but he'd be probably, with his training, he probably would take. We had a couple of big boys, mind. But he'd probably be a close one if there was a bit of a Royal Rumble, Conor McGregor. But other than that, he doesn't impress me at all. I was watching a Conor McGregor comment on it. If you want to fight me, I'll just sit on you. Tony wins. And I got years of Street Fighter experience, which got to count for something. There we are. I'll stop rambling, get myself in trouble. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to Hadouken that subscribe button. As always, love you. Bye. What have I been playing? What have it? Reading. A little boy.